I do appreciate when you played the Miami Dolphins track, you got like the one band not playing Palm Fest.
Well, you know what's so funny is I thought
It's
that
like a 90% chance that would have
well, exactly. And what's so funny is before I was going to do it, somebody texted me earlier about Miami Dolphins. I'm like, that's so funny. Oh, now I know why I got confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you can never hear enough Miami Dolphins.
It's true. It's true.
Well, now we'll go back to our job. How many of the songs have we not introduced?
Yeah.
I'm leaving poor Langan in charge here.
No, before Cold Diamond, we had 666 from Jeremy Messersmith.
And Jeremy Messersmith is playing August 11th at the Franconia Sculpture Garden, which is absolutely worth the drive. Another place that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
with great sound, too. That's the funny thing about the Sculpture Garden. Is that you think, oh, it's an outdoor show, it's going to just be fine. But no, like, they have a super pro.
They do a really nice job there. They do. And it's a great place to take kids because the sculptures are amazing.
Yeah. Run them around.
Exactly. And twice a year they do kind of a meltdown where they make sculptures and with a kiln. It's very cool.
Yeah, we went to one of the iron pours out of Franconia, and it was way more exciting than you would think.
Yeah.
You just think, oh, they're going to melt some metal and pour it and stuff, but it's like super dangerous, and everyone's like, gotta be careful. So there's some elements of danger. It's very fun.
I love dangerous art.
Yeah.
All right. I've started the recording, so I'm going to introduce you again. Taylor Carik from PARISHES. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited. Your new album just came out. First, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about PARISHES, because I know you, so I won't ask the right questions. But get started about how it started with the first album.
Yeah, so most folks know me from Whiskey Rock and Roll Club, Minneapolis. We're kind of hard to miss in the Twin Cities.
Yes.
Been around and played many a venue. We also will be playing Palm Fest later today at 4:45. So soak your towels and ice water and bring them down with you. That's my plan anyway.
Yeah.
But we've Rock and Roll Club's great, and we've been doing shows for a long time. But there's a lot of other music in me that I decided had to kind of come out. So what I did was a couple of years ago during the pandemic, like everybody was locked up. And it was just a nightmare for everyone. So about 15 minutes at a time, I would start working on sort of this solo project. And towards the not the end of the lockdown, but kind of in that area.
Yeah.
There was so much going on with George Floyd and the pandemic. And so I put out kind of a solo project at that point where I wrote, recorded, produced, did all of it, and I was really fortunate to get to work with like Liz Draper a little bit, and Brock Lammers helped me with it, and it ended up turning out really well. People got really excited about it, and then also people asked if I do a live version. So since Rock and Roll Club plays every venue all the time, I thought, well, we'll do some special one-off shows for PARISHES, and I brought in some hired guns who I met through the music scene, and they're all incredibly talented players, like way better than I am. So they'll take the music and interpret it for a live setting, and so I did that in 2020. Then I did an EP 2 years ago. And so now I have a fresh batch of music, kind of for where I'm at mentally now. And we're putting that out in the world and doing 1 or 2 shows,
And is the process different? I mean, are you still doing it? Is it still mostly you? I know you've got other people.
It's this new record and the EP too is basically all me. I write all of it, I record all of it, I produce all of it, and then I bring in some more talented folks when I need them. So Sally Linda from Big Salt is just like unbelievably talented, proficient, soulful singer.
Yeah, that voice.
And so I had her do a track previously, and it turned out really well. So then I had her do a couple for the new album, and for the live version that'll be coming up here, we have her doing some more vocals, which is really cool. And then there's a couple other guest spots on there. Ted Welter plays a mean harmonica on 2 of them. Nice. Paul Groner plays saxophone, and these are folks, like Paul. I said, hey, I'm looking for a saxophone line for this one song. Are you interested? And he said, yeah. And then he just sent me 3 takes. Every one of them was incredible. And I was like, I should do 3 songs with this, but I'm going to focus on this one right now. So that's kind of how it works. And then I sort of do my own mixing and mastering to try and get the sound that I want. Big part of it too is, if you're a band in the 80s and 90s and you have a label and they pay for your studio time, you get to go hang out with your friends and party all night and work on the record a little bit. And like, that's not my life. So,
born too late.
Yeah. So it really is more of a like, I'm kind of past the point of wanting to go in, and a lot of bands still do this, and it's great, and that's how we get most of our local music. They go into a local studio, they bang out the recording in 2 days, on the clock, get it done, you get 3 takes of this, and you get... I can't do that. So the nice thing about kind of my home recording is I can be like, oh, the 51st take is the one that worked for me.
It's magic.
It's magic, yeah. So that's also, I think, part of it, too, that really goes into it. So I can wait a week and listen to the playback and go, that part is terrible, I got to redo that. Instead of just, in 2 days, bang one out. And then it's like, it is what it is. Here you go.
There you go. We're done. Time's done. Yeah. Well, and you've done some unusual things. I remember... Ben Miller talking about how somehow he reversed all of the stuff that you can probably tell the story better than I can.
American icon Ben Miller, who is an incredible musician. I said, hey, on the first record I needed a couple harmonica lines, but to get the vibe right, we are tuned down to C sharp. So in some ways it's kind of like nu metal, rhythm and blues a little bit, which has its own challenges, but brings its own characteristic, which is really funny. And he's like, well, I don't have any harmonicas like that, so I'm just going to change all the tuning, pitch everything different, record, pitch everything down so it sounds different, and then that's how we'll get everything in there. And so there's a couple tracks, actually, on the new record where I'm still using his old takes that he sent in, and I only need 10 seconds of harmonica, and I have 6 minutes of the incredible stuff he did. So I'll take different pieces, reassemble it, add different effects, put it in there. So yeah, it's a really fun thing. And like, if you're sort of in the middle of the road, if you're a pro studio LA musician, you can do that at your leisure.
Right.
But if you're not doing it from home, you can't get away with that stuff. So that's what makes it really fun and interesting.
You're as much like a master chef as anything else, with all these different ingredients that you...
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I heard this discussion about filmmaking, and someone was talking about the role of the director. Like, they're not the cinematographer, and they're not the actor, and they're not the editor, and they kind of are like looking over everyone's shoulder doing that stuff. And that's kind of how I approach it. Like, I need the harmonica, so can someone supply that? Okay, here's what I'm thinking for that. And then I just put it in there and kind of direct it a little bit. So yeah, super fun. I love doing it.
That's amazing. Should we play a song?
Let's do it.
All right. What would you like us?
Well, the first, speaking of Sally and Paul, let's do this first track is released. It's on Bandcamp if people want to pick it up. It's called Betty White, All Time Great.
I love this song. Here we go.
It's got to vibrate. There we go.
It's that moment of silence.
I know, those 3 seconds of intro for you guys just kills everybody.
That's where all the gray comes.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with my kids.
Yeah.
Now, this is still recording.
Yeah.
But sometimes I had an incident where I realized I should have reminded somebody this is still recording.
Oh, yeah, they're just talking shit like crazy. You're just like, I fucking hate First Saturday. People are like,
I'm getting a tattoo of it myself. This song is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny too because I just write everything for me, and then when someone like Sally gets a hold of it, you know, it's like, oh, actually no, this has got to go like this, and this has got to go like this, and it just improves it so much. Because if it's just me doing it, I just, you know, yeah, she's on pitch for everything, so I'm like, oh, we could do this, and you could move around a little more, yeah. Because when she cuts loose at the end, it's like, I can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not asking any questions till we're back on the air here.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Sounds good in here.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because, like, you know, when you make this stuff, you gotta play it back on so many like devices and stuff, right?
Cool.
And at a certain point, you gotta kind of like people in studios know how to sort of find that middle road, and I kind of gave up on all that. I'm just like, as long as it sounds good on real speakers like this, that's the mix I go with.
Just had that discussion with websites and somebody, they're like, we can make them all different size, and I'm like, no, we're going to use WordPress and they're going to size it, and it's good. It's going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to add a 0 to the end of that, 100%. You know. But you know, back in the day when everyone had a record player, darn it, the good old days.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that's so funny too is all the cars are so different. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So like, if you like, we have 2 cars, and so I'd listen to the mixes in the cars, and it'd be like, oh, you'd be in one car, and it would be like, oh, the low end sounds crazy in this car. What's going on? And you go in the other car, that sounds fine. So it's just like, you gotta pick your system. So this it sounds very good.
It does.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever written anything on the walls in here? Or is this all just the kids?
Sometimes you are welcome to write something. Sometimes we have guests who do it. Who did it? Oh yeah, New Primitives. Because
Speakeasy did it.
Speakeasy did it. Yeah. Yeah, Stanley, Chico, they from New Primitives. Because Stanley's about this tall, so you could just. Chico is not. A little more tiptoeing. I'm going to do all the call letter stuff here. So.
Okay. Paparazzi. Kids love him.
Betty White, all-time great, from Parishes, in studio on Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 FM in St. Paul. And we have Taylor in studio.
I'm here.
Yes.
Causing a little chaos, but not too much.
Yeah. No, what inspired that song? I mean, Betty White, I presume, but you
know, it's funny because the whole album, I just had songs that I was putting together, and I was gonna put the record together, and I had some I was gonna include, some I wasn't, and for this one, you know, I got most of the material together. I was listening to it back a little bit. I was like, man, this is a negative record, and it's kind of the last couple years of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like I've been through, certain things and had a lot going on, and
yes,
you know, it's Minnesota and Minneapolis. I'm sort of in a weird place with, and my kids are in school, so we got to stay here for that. But musically, things are very strange in the Twin Cities, and it's really hard to be a artist with kids and try to do stuff and go to shows and participate. And my wife is a very accomplished performer.
She's a dancer?
Yeah, she's like a McKnight fellow and like this is the choreographer's evening. And we talk about it all the time, where it's just really, we're at that point now where it's like Palm Fest's a great example. 3 days, like, it's going to be so exciting to go show up and see other musicians and talk to the people that are like being creative and doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
No,
right.
None of the people that like Whiskey Rock and Roll Club ever plays with are like accomplished. I mean, like,
Wow.
I mean, we're all sort of we're all sort of in the grind of the local music scene,
right.
And that's kind of back when the first Parishes record came out, like we were trying to play more shows for like national touring artists and stuff like that, and we just didn't have good experiences with it. And so it was just so funny because we would play a show and then get done and I'd just be like, let's only play Palmers. They're nice to us. And they care. So,
and you are well loved there.
Yeah, and like people think it's, and people are like,
so much fun.
Yeah, come in. So nobody's like, even trying to accomplish was the wrong word. We're all like fairly accomplished.
Yes,
absolutely.
But like, it's just we're not going on tour for 3 months and that's how we make our money. And
no.
So, and it's not like we get, there's not a ton of infrastructure and support for whether you're a dancer or a musician or whatever. And a lot of that's been catching up with me lately. And so when I was doing like Betty White All Time Great, it's kind of all these different little things about like, all the small stuff. It starts really adding up, and it's not, it's just that lack of support, and it's that lack of, that type of thing. So that really influenced all that. And then I had all the music ready to go, and then lyrically I was kind of like, there's not a lot of all-time greats out there. It's a lot of this little stuff that's making me insane. All the late stage capitalism stuff that we all go through.
Right. Well, right. I think that's
that we all are experiencing en masse right now, and is really weighing us down. So,
and of course, in my brain, I'm like, and it might get better or it might get worse.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but
we'll see.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I got the record title Late Stages. Was kind of just like, there's so much going on right now, and all of it is just sort of adding up. It's a really artistic moment for folks right now, and it's So again, it's not an optimistic record at all. It's full of frustration, but the vibes are good, so whatever.
But it captures a moment. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
It captures, especially as we're sitting in a basement studio where it's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's just those little things, like it being hot and muggy makes everything worse.
Yeah. Well, and it's the funny thing too that that song in particular, Nora Ephron, I have a quote from her that sticks with me all the time, which is like, everything you go through is copy. So just like take that experience and write it down, and it'll come in at some point. And so I just was like, through the course of however many days, just, having people, that, and this song in particular, people always talk about Minnesota nice and how that's like a big thing that's not true, and it's hard to make friends and whatever. And, that is so annoying because, again, being in the music scene and working with a bunch of other artists and things like that, people really want to like be connected to each other and try and scene build, and that's all great. But in Minnesota, like over the summer, I had people be like, "Yo, we're not friends. We're we're just like collaborators and we're whatever. And I was like, thank you for your directness. I appreciate that. But also, like, this is the exact same thing as the Minnesota Nice conversation that happens. And, like, you're no Betty White.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take on in a...
Yeah.
Well, and the song, yeah.
Yeah.
It dances around it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we all have our moments where, yeah, you're no Betty White. I mean, you can think of someone, or just someone in a moment.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah.
Well, and you've done so much to bolster the arts community.
I've tried.
Yeah, you've done. I mean, you've done. And that's got to be frustrating, but you've done an amazing job.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's, and I won't say much about this. I lived in Ireland for years. I have a daughter living there now. They do better with supporting artists.
100%. Yeah.
And that's what you need, because you don't have to starve to be an artist.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you starve too long, you can't be an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
For one way,
Yeah.
And that is where it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, there's a. It's funny because they often talk about starving artists.
Yeah.
And like the struggling artist, I think, is a lot different. And I think a lot of times folks will discuss struggling artists in terms of like trying to realize their own artistic vision. And that's not what they mean. They mean like no one gets paid to do all this. Like, we, like, for all of us doing this stuff, going to shows, supporting shows, making your music, doing your dance performance, this is like a net loss.
Yeah.
So in the state of Minnesota, which is like supposedly great for artists, like, you better not want to make a bunch of money and like need a roof repair.
You better like Top Ramen.
Yeah.
Ham's beer and Top Ramen. And that's what's unfortunate about it.
It's crazy. It's one thing that I'm just like so happy about is like someone like Venus de Mars is finally getting the flowers and respect. And there's a Spin article like finally, and seeing Venus in the late 90s like changed my life. It was incredible. And just hadn't seen anything like that, and hadn't heard anything that loud before outside of like Pantera on tour or whatever. And so it was just like incredible. And Venus got audited by the state for taxes a couple of years ago. So it's like, so a lot of that frustration of sort of being where I am and everything, and trying to support the scene, and and having a lot of people very appreciative, but also having a lot of it just not matter at all. I was like, well, okay, that's going into the music, and some of the music is this record's a little more aggressive than some of the other stuff. The first one was like really frustrated with George Floyd and the pandemic, and that was like, I was locked up in my house with my kids. It was a nightmare. But this one is like still the same.
right. Just a different level. I don't even know if it's
so we're turning the bass up.
I mean, I think that's... Well, and I've known Venus a long time.
Yeah.
And I can remember when she had her moments of, one more closed door, one more closed door, one more closed door.
Exactly.
And it's a testament to being true. And it's a testament to being true to yourself, but that's...
Yeah.
Why do some people have to suffer to be true to themselves, and some people, outside of the arts world, it should be, there should be more.
Yeah. So it's this album too. I think it was really exciting to have. So the last remaining live show for Parishes will be the Basilica Block Party local stage, which is going to be a banger, and I'm very excited for it. And if nothing else, just to like hang out at it with Cindy and Ocean Blue is after us, and so that was just sort of like I'm so appreciative of Peter Johns and Chris Strouth just including Rock and Roll Club and Parishes and that, and having nice words to just be like, this is cool. Both of these projects are cool. Both of them represent different parts of the scene. And I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
this is so great. I've just been yelled at by my kids all day. So it's so nice for you to like say such
something
a nice
nice.
thing. Yes,
thank
nice.
you. But when you say last remaining, does that mean the last?
Well, just for the year, we don't have anything else planned.
Oh, so I was like, you're not giving us some information we don't want to hear, are you? Because I don't want it to be
We always
last.
end up playing, and then folks want to have another show. But like, you know, I give you an example. Like with Rock and Roll Club over the summer, we just played an awesome happy hour show at Surly, and it was fantastic. Sounded great.
Oh, that's right. I was there.
Yeah,
you were there.
I was there.
That was great. We've played a couple Palm shows over the summer. We played one for like 2 hours. We were just playing everything
Nice.
we knew. It was so fun. No one was there, but we had a great time. We played, Parishes played that Dusty Days.
Yep.
It was 115 degrees in the parking lot, but we had a great time. So, you know, we've been playing like really good shows and having a lot of good connections with people, and that's all been really exciting. But at the same time, it's also kind of like you put a record out, and then it's like, do people put records out anymore? I guess they do. Then what happens with it? I don't know. So yeah, it's a weird time and all that. Just it's a lot, you know. So, and then you gotta like take your kids to baseball, year-end barbecue and all that.
Well, that's right, because what I thought you were going to say about because especially my little caboose kid, I got dragged to a lot of shows.
Yeah.
A lot of festivals.
Oh, for sure.
But you can't take a kid to Palm Fest.
Right.
You know, like, it's
I don't know if you were still there at Surly, but I was on the microphone. I was like, all right, my kids need to go home, Angie. Take them home, please.
Although, a nod to Surly, do they do it every week now?
Yes.
And I can't remember, was it
Sounds,
when?
Thursdays.
You'll know. Because actually, that was one that I might have taken kids.
You could take your kids and they run around, and then they're not supposed to play in the sculpture, but they do, and it's great, and everybody has fun. So.
Yeah, but I love when there are events that are kid friendly, because that's how you get the next generation of kids who love local music.
Yeah,
you know, but they're like, I love Palmer's.
Yeah,
that's probably not a.
That's a safe space for parents.
That's a safe space for parents. That is a very good way to put it. It's a very good way to put it. And that's where it's hard to finagle the kids and playing at 4:30. You're 4:30 today,
Well, I'm very lucky because my wife is an artist and she understands that like we both have to be participating in these things, because she'll go to the Red Eye anniversary party and perform at it, and everybody's so excited she's there, and that's great. And that's we have to sort of carve that space out for each other. But it's also it can be a lot of moving parts on the schedule.
Yes.
So like that early show, I was very grateful that my friend Angie could help manage our kids because my wife was out of town. So like, how else are you gonna do that stuff?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that frustration too. It kind of it goes into the music making, and it was at this time I was like finishing up parts of it. I also was I was hearing music from, earlier eras and listening to that and just going like it was like the way contemporary music is right now is so strange to me, that we have just like commercial music that I don't know any of it, and I don't know how any of it works, and I don't know. It's just like a soundtrack, and one of the. If you live in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and you want to go to shows and you love going to music and stuff, you're in one of the best cities in the country, because, like King Gizzard's coming, and you could just go, and there's a stadium show. Foo Fighters are here this weekend. You could just go.
I'm just going.
Yeah, see, exactly. Are you going for Foo Fighters or for L7?
I'm going because someone said, you want to come? I have a ticket.
Oh,
you're
like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Well, but the flip side of that is, the being someone who plays music and supports like everyone in the Twin Cities trying to make music, and that's a much different thing than, being like, I'm going to go see all these bands. And you could, like even tonight, like, people should definitely go to Palm Fest, but also Sparrowhawk and Big Salt are playing at Pillar. So, like, that's a banger of a show, too. And then, you know.
That is the Twin Cities. If there's one awesome thing.
You got a friend playing, and.
Yeah. You know? I mean, that is, I mean.
You got to play in your itinerary.
If we could blink ourselves from one show to the other, we could see even more.
I think tonight I had 6 shows I wanted to hit. I mean, there's no way. There's no way.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah. But then that's all those people just trying to make all that happen, and everybody kind of seeing if they can split the difference. And yeah, adds up.
Well, at least we're close. It's not like Chicago. You can do 2 or 3 shows in a night.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we play some more music?
Let's do it.
What would you like us to play?
You know, there's one on there that I think would be a good one. It's You Can't Hide.
Yeah.
Some Unfinished Business.
Unfinished Business? Yeah. That's the other one. Okay. PARISHES, Unfinished Business. Business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I was listening to this on a little repeat.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on outside with all the sirens.
I don't know what. Damn construction.
It's construction for sure.
Holy shit. Did you come down snowing?
I did, and
I was not prepared.
Yeah, that's why I was running a little late, because I was like, I'm gonna make it, and I hit all the construction. I was like, I gotta go around.
Sorry, I have to remember to...
Yeah. But again, it'll switch to the other side.
Well, that's it. It just...
Again.
So I was up staying in Battle Lake for Sunday, Monday with my friend's family. Used to have it anyway. I get home and so it's new construction.
Yeah.
But I went to go see the Trolls in Detroit Lakes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So if you're looking for a 3-hour family trip someplace, there are 6 of them. And there's like a scavenger hunt part of it. And
I saw a photo you posted.
Yeah, you drive like 10 to 15 minutes to each location. You got to figure out where it is. And then it's like a half a mile walk. It's a hike. I mean, your kids can do it. But, it's if you had a stroller, But it took us 4.5 hours to do it. Now,
that's easy.
Yeah, we weren't, or if you had kids, you could do it in 2 days.
Yeah.
But you cannot. I always find a Dairy Queen to get your kid, another hour walking out of a kid with a Dairy Queen. Yeah. But I had the highest expectations exceeded.
Yes.
Like none of the trolls would fit in this room.
Oh, crazy.
They're huge. Maybe the one that was lying down, but they're.
That's great.
So yeah, if you're looking for a.
That's great.
Stop in Xanadu and then.
Yeah, we talked about going back there, but I just was.
I look to see.
Yeah, we're almost.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about.
Sally said she got engaged in Battle Lake.
That's so funny.
Seriously?
That is so funny.
So when Alan invites me to Battle Lake, don't go. Got it. No, babe, sorry, I can't go.
That's funny. I was with my friend Monica, so there's.
What is this?
I know I'm getting a bunch of stuff, but I can't.
That is so funny.
All right, do you want to? Speaking of business, unfinished business. Do you want us to play another song? We've got 15 more minutes, so what we'll do is we'll chat for a little bit,
and then let's do. You should do that other Sally one. That's number 2, the Black Eye.
A Better Black Eye.
Yeah.
But
Is it too long?
No, I don't think so. But what we can do is stop and then chat a little bit and then play that. Yeah.
And then close it out.
Yeah.
She said we're divorced now.
That's right, I knew that.
Palm Fest is gonna be great.
I did bring a change of underwear. A lot of swaths at that show.
I was supposed to go to the Turf Club tonight, but I'm half thinking about going to. Will you do me a favor and let me know if it's sold out?
Yes, for sure. They'll let you in for sure.
Unfinished Business by Parishes. We have Taylor in studio.
I'm here.
Yay!
I'm here.
Unfinished Business. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that one was. We were talking earlier about how just the late stagesness of it that we're all feeling. So I had most of that one ready to go. It was like one of the first ones I had written a long time ago, and a lot of it was about when they took all the abortion rights away, and just like how grotesque it was, and how it was just a handful of people doing that, and everybody kind of lying about it. Just like it's whack that it happened, but it's also whack that they lied about it. So anyway, I wrote that song, and it was mostly done, and then the late stages of ethnic cleansing in Gaza started. Yeah. And I was like, I don't really need to change too much about this song to make it about that now. No. So I tinkered a couple things, and then that's really what that one was. Just really about like all the stuff that we're experiencing that's just like, it's like not great, and people are just lying about it. So that's what it's the darkness element of the Parishes sound I thought was really good for that one. And one thing I also wanted to talk about that I was very excited about was so I've never had a guitar teacher ever, and one of my heroes from Chicago, Joanna Connor, she's a blues player. She's like royalty down there. She has played at Buddy Guy's every Saturday. She's incredible. She started doing virtual lessons. Oh. And so I signed up for like virtual on the computer, like slide guitar lessons with Joanna. And so that track, a lot of the slide stuff is like kind of things that she talked about. And it sounds a little wonky, but I meant it to sound that way. But it was really kind of a lot of her influence on it, which was really cool. And if people are listening right now and they do not know Joanna Connor, go listen to all her stuff. She's incredible. Like, videos will pop up on like Slash's Instagram, and he'll be like, Joanna's back at it again. She's incredible. And so, so that's where that one came from.
Well, we needed to know. We were just in Chicago last week.
Yeah, have you ever been to Kingston Mines?
Here's normally when I'm in Chicago. Most of my life when I've been in Chicago, I have had small children with me. So I've been to precious few places. You know, I mean now. Yeah.
But we were only there for 14 hours.
We were there.
So we spent more time in my car.
Next time go to Kingston Mines. She plays like 3 or 4 shows a weekend at Kingston Mines for like hundreds of people. And then KJ's Hideaway, when it was still open here, she was a super random story, but so she was going to Bismarck, North Dakota for their blues festival celebration or whatever. So she got through on a pass-through date here, and at KJ's. Wow. And I was talking to the folks at KJ's. I was like, I'm just gonna make posters for her show. Like, I'm just gonna promote it because she's like the #1 slide player in the world. She's incredible. People need to go to this show. And I think there were like 14 people at it. And
shoot, you gotta call me out.
I know, it broke my heart. Yeah. And it was just like, I talked to her after the show, and I was just like, you have to come back. We'll promote it next time. We'll get the people. She played for 2 hours and just she was so good. So anyway.
God, that is a professional. 14 people and play for 2 hours. Oh,
unbelievable.
Holy buckets.
Everyone that was there bought the CD. Everyone that was there bought a t-shirt. It was great. Unbelievable. So that's the type of ethos that I strive to have, that I learned from folks like that. So
we're just gonna totally shift gears because I'm all of a sudden I looked at what time it is.
Time to go.
Should we play one more song and then come back and let us know all the times that you're playing coming up?
Let's do it.
Okay, what are we
We're gonna hear Sally sing another one. It's called A Better Black Eye. It's about how work sucks and you don't make enough money.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we got.
I'm talking a lot.
No, that's great.
You can fade it out if you want.
No.
We just slowly turn off your mic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Keep going. I don't. And I don't think anybody has the show after us. Nobody has yet shown up after us. So there's not a hard, but
Yeah.
But on the off chance I like to be prepared to step out.
You also have to go get roasty toasty in the sun over at Palmer's.
Yeah. Will you let me know if it's sold out? Because I don't want to go over there.
100%, for sure.
Because I'm the idiot who might walk there from my house.
Yeah.
And I live half a mile from here. I have got to get all this on.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. But,
yeah. I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
It was happening yesterday too, right? Or no? It's
and tomorrow.
Was it packed yesterday? Do you know?
It was not packed during the day.
Okay.
I heard that later at night it got pretty full. But it's also one of those things where it's like, if it was sold out, if you wait a couple minutes, they will let you in because someone's gonna leave.
Oh, okay.
You think so? Because I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, if you show up like right when the arrivals are gonna play, like no one's leaving, or Dakaiju, but like,
right before Cornbread, I think we're. Well, I mean, no shade to go, but he plays every Sunday.
That makes me feel better that we don't have to be there right at 11 tomorrow.
Right.
If you wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I know Jenny's driving in from Fargo, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll.
Shit. Maybe I'll go there this afternoon for a little bit.
Oh, well, let me know. Because I
just have to be at Mystic by 5:30.
For Rib Fest?
Five for Fighting reached out, and I selfishly, my senior recital, I snuck a bunch of Five for Fighting piano riffs into my compositions.
Yeah.
So I want to go interview them and talk to them.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel bad
the
that I'm
opener
missing
is,
Letters to Cleo.
Yeah, Letters to Cleo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel bad I'm missing Palm Fest, but it's like this.
Yeah. No, I told one of the homies that we were gonna go see Letters to Cleo.
Really?
But we're playing, so we can't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm bummed. But it's an
But
opportunity.
I
I
heard
won't.
so much joy in for Ribfest.
Rib Fest rules!
I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so it does not. I did a Red Fest out in Fargo a couple weeks ago to see
so
E6,
funny.
and I was like, this is not my thing.
Yeah. It's got a certain odor, for sure.
Yeah. But maybe I'll go head over to Palmer's for a couple hours before.
Well, let me know if you do, because you know what, then I bet Reba would pick me up to go to...
I also gotta see what the kids are doing, so.
I know, you're welcome to the...
Yeah, fuck me.
Do we have a theme for next week?
Nope.
Uh-oh. You gotta come up with your theme.
We've been doing it so many years that it's really hard.
Right.
Why don't you bring them back?
You end up with the same... I mean... Yeah, I know.
Happiness.
Some of them...
That was the only one that we both were like, okay, maybe. Or condiments.
Condiments. All right, I won't announce it. Like, people are hanging on for that. But I'm going to see if I can find enough of syrups and condiments. I'm turning into Eric Lakes, and we're going to have only music about Sasquatch. He does that Keep the Gravy Hot on
That's
WFMU.
So funny.
Yeah. When I... A Better Black Eye by PARISHES. And we're nearly to the end of the hour, but so boo. We got Taylor in studio. Tell us when you're playing. I mean, that'll take 45 minutes right now.
Oh my God.
Tell me all the as PARISHES, as Whiskey Rock and Roll.
We had a really busy summer, and folks that want to just have their faces melted, come to Palmer's at 4 o'clock. Have a couple beers ahead of our set at 4:45. You're gonna need them. And we're just playing loud and fast today. That's going to be a good one. And then next Friday, 2 and 3:30 will be the PARISHES set at 2 at Basilica Block Party. Tickets available on through the Instagram. There's a discount code for the local bands. And then 3:30 is a Rock and Roll Club set. It's going to be Whiskey Rock and Roll Club Minneapolis featuring the Whiskey Rock and Roll Club Minneapolis Choir. So that'll be a sneak peek. A little tidbit for you all. Come check that out.
I'm intrigued.
I know.
Yes, well, we're going to be Praise Be to He and doing our thing at that. So those are the two that you should come check us out. And then I'm sure we'll have 100 shows between now and then, between the end of the year.
Naturally.
So, yeah. But hey, one other thing. Thank you so much for having me on.
Always, it's always
this was
a
my
delight.
first call as soon as the record came out. I'm so glad that I got to come in. I love the radio station. We listen to the show all the time. We stream it through the garage.
Thank you.
Because the signal doesn't reach the
No,
Longfellow,
if you can see the campus, you can probably hear it on the actual
but it's
radio.
online, and that's how people should be doing it.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Saturday.
Well, thank you. A delight to have you. Yeah.
I'm just glad to be here.
I know. And now Lane, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you want to remind folks where they can find you online.
You can find me at girlattherockshows.com and all socials, Girl at the Rock Shows.
Yeah. And your album is it's on
right now. We are teasing it out.
Yes.
And the first single, Betty White, which we heard, is available on Bandcamp. And then coinciding with the Basilica, it'll be on all streaming platforms next Friday. And it will probably be on Bandcamp starting like Tuesday. So.
And what are your socials so people can come and follow you?
It's either Parishes or Parishes Band.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Thank you both. Thank you for listening to Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 FM. We'll be back next Saturday from noon to 2. Hope to play music for you then. Nailed it. Nailed the time.
Nailed the time.
Nailed the time.